Happy Wednesday, people. Welcome to the Kris and Gina Relationship Show.
Hello.
You guys know Gina, but this all-star panel of good-looking folk I got up in here. From my left, your right, we have Afton. Afton, say hello to the whole world watching right now.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We have Gina B. KG in the building.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for coming on the
here,
show.
both of you.
Both of these folks I've been trying to get for a while. Afton made a guest appearance a few weeks ago. Now she breaks in here and begs to be on the show. She's back on the show. And little known fact, I didn't let you all know this. So you don't know this either.
Oh.
I met both of them through selling wine and spirits.
Really?
And at one point, I was
that why
showing
we're all drinking here tonight?
Afton the ropes. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the same ropes I was showing you, KG showed me. So we
have enthusiasts.
We do.
I
We do.
like it. That's why we have. You should
A lot
see
of
the
drinkers.
spread we have here.
If my wife
We have
is
some
watching,
questionable
Gina
vodka
B
down
lies.
below.
She lies. Listen, today's
Where's
show.
the apple juice? Anyway.
Today's show, the trials and tribulations of modern day dating. Now, I have been, even though I'm an expert, I have been out of the game for a minute. So I brought some single folk onto the show. I know nothing about who they date, what they did, but they single. They said they were single, so they are here.
They said kind of single.
They said kind of single. They're kind of single, but they're on the show today. So we're gonna talk about a few of the issues, and I'll let you know. The show topic sparked up. I don't know if any of you, Lori Harvey has been in the media, and I made a comparison of another young Hollywood starlet, Halle Berry. And Halle got married at 27. This young woman's 26. And I'm just saying,
Well,
I love Halle as an actress. But at one point, Halle was the most beautiful woman on the planet, hands down.
Okay.
But right now, we won't get into
Well,
Halle.
she is still beautiful.
But she has 3 exes, 2 baby daddies, and now a boyfriend that she wouldn't not have even dated when she was.
You don't know if she would have dated him when she was young.
Okay, I'll let you play that game. All right,
Just
so
saying.
I'll let you. So
Just saying.
Without further ado, where you want to start? So wait, you know what?
All right. Well,
we
we
will watch
have something.
We will watch a video.
Yeah.
So look, people, I am of the belief, and this will kick off. You all won't agree with me on all of this. At least the ladies won't. I think in modern day dating, one of the biggest issues is women want everything. I just feel like it. I feel like we've overcorrected on women making money and all that, which is a beautiful thing. But I think men's preferences have been pooped on. So, without further ado, we're going to watch a quick 60-second video. Jake, please, roll the video.
Women's standards are celebrated, men's standards are discriminated. If a guy says, I don't want a promiscuous woman, I don't want a girl that's fat, I don't want a girl that's rude, that's annoying, that's crass, that's considered insecure. But if a girl says, I want a man that's taller than me, makes more money than me, successful, ambitious, you go, girl, you know your worth.
You go, queen.
The problem is that male boundaries are disrespected. Female boundaries are totally respected and encouraged. And even if a girl doesn't, let's say a girl's fat, obnoxious, and rude, and quite frankly doesn't deserve the caliber of man that she thinks she deserves, society will still prop her up and tell her, you deserve that multi-millionaire 6'3" guy, even though you're ugly.
Damn.
He went full ugly.
Yeah, he did.
Like, that was
The
kind
U
of
word is pretty far.
rude.
Right.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly is
Ladies, this
to the bone.
was claimed against, or not against, but it was an observation that some women have found not to be true. What are your thoughts?
I don't think that it's okay.
No, I can hear that, but
I don't think that it's okay that we, I mean, everyone's entitled to a preference.
okay.
Everyone's entitled to a preference. Now, just when you decide to single out people.
Who
then
did he
that's when
single
it
out?
get- Well, I mean, he said the ugly woman.
You just say single
And the-
out or say it. Say your preference. Because once you say your preference, then that's when all of the backlash comes.
Right.
Yeah.
Verbalize. You're not allowed to verbalize. You're allowed to have it. But you're just not.
You
Men
can't
aren't
say it.
allowed to
Don't
verbalize
say it.
Don't
You're
say
right.
it.
Don't say it.
So you feel.
Keep it to yourself.
So you think that you should stifle the preferences?
I do.
If it's like, just shut up.
Yep.
And
Bless your heart.
Because the preferences get very rude sometimes.
Yeah. The
Are they
preference-
rude?
Are they rude or real?
Yeah, but they're still rude because you never know. You might find love in something different.
Okay, did that
And
answer-
maybe what you've been chasing is wrong.
Okay, one second. Gina B, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with that?
I feel like everybody deserves a preference. I don't know that you need to rub your face in your
Okay,
people,
wait, okay.
people's faces in
All
your
right,
preference.
now let me answer both of your questions. Carl and I obviously think that that's okay. Is that safe to say for you?
Yeah, I mean, we want the truth.
I don't want your ugly ass.
I don't just
Is that
want the
okay?
truth. I'm going to
should
challenge.
want the truth.
I
Everybody
do
should.
want the truth, but
You can't handle the truth.
But my issue is I want to challenge both of you because Gina B and I have done this show a while, and I've asked plenty of women what their preferences are, and they will always say, "I don't want somebody broke," or "I want a man." And I didn't stop the show after and say, "Oh my God, you verbalized that you want someone broke."
Right.
It's only an issue when a man states it.
Well, broke is something that you can change.
That's
You
true.
can
That's
change
true.
fat.
Make some money, but
No.
you not change your
It's
ugly.
easier
too
to
much.
change
Tell
fat.
somebody ugly.
It's easier to change fat than broke.
Is it?
Gosh
No.
darn right.
I don't know about
Some
that.
people are born in the socioeconomic areas that is very difficult. They lack education. They haven't seen it.
Wait.
But everybody knows how to
Well,
stop eating.
But
Well, you
men
can-
don't stop their preferences just as
You
fat.
can change ugly. I mean,
there's a lot of
in the era.
surgery.
We are in the era of a lot of plastic surgery.
Oh my God, makeup
So-
sorcery is real.
Makeup sorcery.
But then
Right.
y'all don't want a woman to wear makeup.
We don't want you to bear
That's our
cake on
preference.
to. We don't want you to leave our pillow messed up. Our
That's-
pillowcase.
that's our
messed
Hell,
up.
that's what's
That's
gonna
really what's
happen.
going
That's
on.
our preference
The
that we're
pillow's gonna
not
be messed up.
supposed to say out loud, right?
Yeah, you
Well,
can't
you
say
know what?
that.
You don't necessarily just because someone's not your preference does not mean they don't need respect.
Gina B,
Exactly.
Gina B.
They deserve
Exactly.
respect.
That's
Hold
what
on,
happens.
Now we're introducing things that weren't said. I didn't hear anyone mentioned,
So we say,
but I hear women voice their preferences often. It's okay.
Well, women's preferences aren't as detailed as men's.
Oh, women's preferences
Broke.
are okay. Okay.
broke is not. That's not detailed.
Broke doesn't mean that
And
you're
broke is respectful.
you
might-
need to work
is it-
harder if you're broke.
Well, you can
That's
say
the problem with that. You can change that.
But is it
There's a
disrespectful?
different way
Is
to
it?
say it.
What Karen Allen had, could you blow that up? I like what she said. Preferences, thanks Karen Allen, the frequent watcher of the show. Karen Allen says
Yeah,
preferences change with age.
Agreed.
They do.
I agree.
That's what After also
absolutely.
just said.
But when it comes to modern day dating,
Maturity, yeah.
Yeah.
and Gina B, because it's gonna take off after this. I need you to, because I keep talking about it. But I do think people's preferences change, and again, this is where men and women are going to disagree. I truly believe that as preferences change at any age, a man should know if, and I usually speak to marriage, right? Women sleep with people, men sleep with people. But if a man knows his preferences or a woman knows her preferences, that's a good thing.
Right.
But if you want to attract a wife or a husband, it's equally important that you know the other person's preferences because you need to be their preference. And I see what's happening many times is people know their preference, wonder why they're not getting XYZ, and they're saying, oh, he's gay, he's insecure with what I make, he's this, he's that. No, what you haven't found is whose preferences you are.
Well, okay. So, being a brown-skinned woman,
Okay.
I have lived my life with a lot of men that I was interested in not appreciating women of my complexion.
You got to go with the light-skinned brothers because they like dark.
Woo, but
Yeah, but what if she don't like light-skinned brothers? She might want her tall, dark and handsome too.
And she should go, and that's fine. She should drop her napkin
Well,
in
but-
front of those guys.
But my point is, you know,
And
I've
she's
been
got one
told
of those
point
guys.
blank. I've been told right. Well, I've been told point blank that I was not someone's type for that reason.
Right.
Or men have said to me. So many men have said to me, "You cute for a brown skinned
brown-skinned
girl."
girl.
And
And
have
that's
you
not
ever
right.
have you ever
Like,
expressed your
excuse me?
type? Have you ever expressed your type to anyone?
Well, that's. Let me think. To a man who I'm ruling
To
out.
anybody.
Well, yeah, I've expressed my type, but I haven't.
Okay.
I have not told a man that I've ruled out.
That man that we saw in the video didn't tell it.
You're cool, but you're short.
Who's that man talking to?
Like, I can't-
We called him rude. He wasn't talking to anybody.
So this is one thing that I found out about preferences.
Okay.
Like in most cases,
Something
if we can write down all of our preferences on a piece of paper, right? But then when we start to dig into the history of who we've dated, those preferences are not even lined up with the people that we've dated.
Say that again.
A lot of
I like
times,
that.
I mean, we will come up with the popular preferences,
Right.
right? Because it's the popular thing at the time, but secretly, we will be open to all types of other preferences.
As you should. As people should. As people should.
Yeah.
You know, the preferences are cool, but we talk about modern day dating. We're going to talk about online dating, number one, right? Online dating. And I don't know if you knew this. You know, women and men. The good thing is everyone is at your fingertips on online dating.
True.
But did you know that of all the female dating apps or apps where women can choose, which is I'm pro women choosing whoever they like. Women choose 20%. The top 20% of men get chosen through all apps. 80% of all available men are not chosen. So that means that.
Have you seen some of these people?
Hold on, I agree. I think there's. Hold on, what's this?
I'm gonna pull up
What's
those
this? What's
pictures.
this?
for you.
Yeah.
There's some hideous men out here. Hold on. There's some of the ugliest men I've ever seen. Now I'm gonna say this.
Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna say this.
Hold on.
Those men were had by men and women who also had daughters. They didn't just have ugly boys. There are ugly girls out here too.
I'm not saying there are
So
ugly
all I'm
girls.
saying is there are a lot of people who are friggin' delusional. If you think you can get one of the 20% of top men, then obviously you think you're one of the 20% of top women. And this is the delusion we have.
Well,
Want to know why?
I feel like everyone's deluded.
Want to know why?
Why is
Because
that?
the world is now saying, don't call her fat, and tell her to embrace her curves. And now Lizzo's going out there saying
Oh, hot.
there's a female equivalent to him.
There's
Now-
a woman that I follow on Facebook, and what she's doing is she's dating out in LA, and she is documenting all these men who claim to be way younger than they are, and one of these guys looks like
He's like
Methuselah.
80, yeah.
And he
So-
says that
Claiming
he
to be
is
older?
You know, he's going to be younger.
Okay.
than he
Claiming
is.
to be younger.
Now,
Gotcha.
now let's say this. Gina B, let me ask you.
He's 85
Let's
piece a
talk
day.
not him, but specifically men like him. See this
With
picture?
no grammatical.
Let me ask you this. In your experience of being a woman on this planet,
Mm-hmm.
would you say there are always exceptions to the rule, but would you say that most women are attracted to men with more money than them or less money? That's not a trick question.
More.
All right, thank you. Would you say that more women are attracted to men taller or shorter than them?
Taller.
Now, would you say that you've seen in your experience on Earth that the more money a man has, even some men who aren't that pretty, if they have enough money, they somehow get a decent looking woman? Have you seen that?
They surely can.
So, for that woman to say that man is ugly, as I say it, when it comes to women, see if he knows his preference, who cares? Who cares what a man looks like? If he's got enough money, it doesn't matter. So all those men in that 80%, some of them had some money.
But he's still getting used, though.
Again,
Yeah.
he might be, or he might value a woman who appreciates his money, and in return, he's freely willing to give her that. See, it's always something like that when a man wants something. He getting used.
He
Then
is
he's taking
getting
advantage
used.
of them
Isn't
young girls.
everyone getting used?
Why
That's
can't...
true, too, Gina.
Everyone's getting
Everybody's
used.
getting used
Uh,
for something. You're
no.
right.
For something. Like,
Well,
I always tell
not
people, use
necessarily.
me for what I'm good for.
We can dive a little deeper.
That-
with
that's a different-
right?
that- but they're not.
Let's dive deeper. So, men fall in love with people. Women fall in love with situations.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I need more.
I
I
agree.
need more info.
Yeah.
Because
So
men fall in love with
when men
Okay, that's
when,
what I'm
when men
about to say.
declare their love, they are
Today's.
genuinely in love with the human, with the woman.
You think
Correct.
so?
Because
Absolutely.
9 times out of 10, the woman, she's not really bringing a whole lot to add to this man's life.
Never.
In that way.
They never are.
Women fall in love with situations. They are looking for a man to kind of help propel them forward. It could be, also attractiveness and things like that on both sides. But for the most part, women fall in love with situations.
You'll never
Okay.
see a man say, I'm with this woman, man, because she changed my life. All men want from a woman, out of all the women they see, they choose the one to marry who makes them feel appreciated, respected. We don't need gifts.
Okay, let me back all the way. Yes, and the and I will add is that principles of improv, in case any of my Second City friends are watching. Anyway, so I know y'all are just like, what the fuck is she talking about?
I took play. I've gone to Second City.
Anyway, I would say that men fall in love with women who make them feel like their definition of a man. And
No,
women
no,
fall
they
in
were men
love-
already. That
No.
They make them feel
Wait,
good.
Hold on.
They make them feel
And
appreciated.
women fall in love with men who make them feel like their definition of a woman. So, if for you, what it means to be a man is to have a beautiful woman on your arm who is taking care of you, cooking for you, whatever it is, supplementing your life. If that's what it is was that what that means? If that's what it means, then that's the kind of woman you're going to fall for. If a woman, her definition of a man is someone who takes care of her, makes sure she's well dressed, buys her things, sets her up in a blah blah blah, then that's the woman, that's the man that she's going to fall for.
I think we're saying the same thing.
We are, but I
it-
think
it-
that you're
it's very
saying
similar, but
people versus situations, and I think it's all a.
I'm not saying the same
It is.
thing.
We will. A man will go into the valley and find a woman and have no issues and no problems.
But she has to make him feel a certain way.
With allowing her to come into his life and helping her and nurturing her and doing all of the things in order to propel her forward.
That because
Women
that
does
makes
not-
him feel. That's more about how he feels about himself than it is about how he feels about
That's
her.
right. It's all a selfish act, right? Because at the
everyone's
end of the
getting
day,
used.
Yeah.
No.
At the end of the day, we're selfish beings by nature, right? And we only do the things that we are interested in because they make us feel good. If that makes him
But-
feel
but-
good,
but-
makes
This is
her
my
feel
point.
good, then that's the
This
Now,
is my
having
point.
said, now
Simple.
I agree what he said. The last part, we're interested in things that make us feel good. But I will tell you, most men, even men of wealth, means, stature, your looks, all of that, they will marry a woman who has nothing.
nothing.
Listen to me. Let me finish.
That's not his
I
payment.
No, wait a moment. Hold on, Gina B. I will hold on.
Okay.
They will marry a woman who has nothing. Why? Because all that selfish stuff you mentioned, that's from the lens of a woman. And that's what women do. And that's how you all gauge. I got money, so I should have a man with money. That's what that was. What a man wants, and I will quote the great Noop, Kevin Samuels, resting on the golden shore.
Bless his heart.
All men want are women who, this is Kevin Samuel quote, fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, and agreeable. And for those things to be fake, I value you. Thank you. A man's need, like a woman's need, is to have security. His need is really to take care of and give and just feel appreciated. And that's not a selfish act. Men get off from making everybody, their families whole and feel good. They feel proud from that.
Okay, but you
so
get-
it is not
wait.
a selfish act.
Yes, it is, because you know why? You get social currency by being with the beautiful woman who's fit and beautiful, etc.
Very true.
And who submits to you. You
Very
get social
true.
currency.
That doesn't make it selfish. You're right. Tell me how it's selfish.
Everything,
That is selfish.
Everything that we do is
No.
a selfish
How does
act.
that? What's selfish about that?
What is not
Because
selfish?
I received social currency. What was
is all
selfish
about
about
you.
it?
It's all about you.
If it feeds your ego, it is
It
for
is.
you.
It's for you. It
You
feeds
don't
your
get up
ego.
every day and do what you do for your
Everything's
You ain't
self-serving.
happy about
But
bringing
that's
Jabba
the-
the Hutt to the
Hold on.
That's the
party.
reason why you don't
wanna
want the
bring
big
Megan
girl.
Good.
Everything's self-serving is not selfish. If I take a bite of a bowl of cereal, that was to feed me. It was self-serving, but it wasn't selfish.
Well, it depends.
But
What
that's
are the
just you. It's
circumstances
just
around
you.
that bite
It's
of
just you
cereal?
involved.
Who else
Did
am
you
I
take-
involved in? This
did you
woman
take
likes me.
away
I
the
like
cereal?
her.
Right, no.
This is what you have to understand. Even with our loved ones, right? I have a 15-year-old volleyball phenom, Skylar Green. Go follow her.
Super phenom.
Listen, the things that I do for my daughter, right?
Right.
She benefits from them.
Right.
However, if I didn't get some self-satisfaction from seeing her happy,
love bragging about
guess
your daughter.
what? I
Right.
would not do it.
And
And we see it every
also-
day
and
because
also-
people don't go hard for their kids all the time.
Right.
Right. But me, I get a lot of gratification, a lot of satisfaction.
Well, I just don't
Well,
think
you know,
that
also,
makes I don't think that
I'm-
makes
that
sense.
I pour into
also
her.
that because
But it comes back to me.
It does, because that reflects on you as a parent,
Yeah.
and that's something that you, with pride,
Again,
you
yeah.
carry that with
Makes
pride,
Was it-
right?
was it-
And so
is-
does the fit, feminine, friendly, submissive
Is,
woman.
is
It
it,
does.
is it selfish when the parent gets nothing out of it, when they take their son to baseball practice and they drive 2 hours and he sucks ass?
Well, that's
Hold
different.
on, hold
That's
on.
unconditional.
Is
They
that
probably
selfish?
aren't bragging about
Is
it.
that
different.
selfish? Wait a minute. Is that selfish?
No,
if
because
the
you
son
have
if the
seed.
son is
No.
happy
No,
from
the
it,
son wants to try it. He just sucks ass.
that's
But
fine.
But you're not bragging about it.
That's-
That isn't what you're
that's
using
fine.
as a social currency. Just
But
like
if the son wants to do it and that's what he wants to do,
right.
it's ultimately going to come back on you. It's
Right.
like, yeah, I
And if
helped
I-
my son do what he wanted to do.
And if I
so
do it
I feel
anyway,
good about it.
if I do it anyway, what? But I'm saying, is that a selfish act?
No, I mean, well, you're selfless for your children, so that's
Point
different.
is, you're gonna do it whether you feel good about it or not.
You are, but
No,
that
not
doesn't
necessarily.
fit in the same
No,
category
that isn't
with
the
the
same
fit,
thing.
That's not what
feminine,
we
friendly,
we don't
woman,
do the
woman.
things
And
that
you
we
are
don't feel good
choosing.
about.
All right, let's
You having
'Cause
the
you're
Barbie
not-
on your arm
let's
is
say
different.
let's say
You don't have a funny chick who looks like
no. Let's
who we were talking about in the car.
let's drift back to the middle slightly.
Okay.
The reason we talked about preferences is, and he started saying it, and we went everywhere. We could all write down our preferences, but does that person that we wrote down want us? And that's why I was going with that.
I mean, maybe not. That's why I was telling you about the whole
Sometimes
brown
not.
skin thing. A lot of men ruled me out
No.
because
So
of my
those
complexion.
those
They've told me
women,
it's my
all those women right now, the 20%, top 20% of men, all those, because the average sister is 5'4", 190 pounds. Now, I'm not shaming. That's the average height and weight of a sister. All right, now
Wait, I'm like, whew.
I know. I'm
4
like,
out of 5 are overweight, 56% are obese. So they're all going on the dating apps. Hold on, they all going on the dating apps with their preferences. I need him to be 6'1", dark
Well, since
skin,
you're asking.
tall, dimple. I want that guy. Hey, Carl, I want that guy. So
Nah,
wait
you
a
don't
minute.
want me.
So my point is, it's freaking delusional, which is why I talked about these preferences.
Well, you got real detail with yours, right? And
Right,
you-
that's
I
real
don't
detail.
think that you really have to. You can just sum it up and say we are all only as good as our options.
Women don't
Okay?
like that.
We are only as good as our options.
But
And
it's
they
the
will-
truth.
The opposite sex sets the market for both men and women. Okay,
Right.
the women set the market for us as men, and the men set the market for women.
But because they don't
That's
see,
how that works.
But because they will date a man with enough money who looks a certain way. See, their preferences are for money. But what they'll do is they will sit there in their Lizzo bodies and say, I ain't gonna settle. I need a man for this. He don't make what I make. And I'm saying, oh, he's settling too.
Yeah. So
For you.
we can go back to the
So
paper.
you don't see the reality of that.
Let's go back to the paper, right?
Right.
And we can debunk that all day long.
Right.
This is what I do, right? All of the women today in 2023, soon to be 2024, that says, "Oh man, I need a man that is, that has, over 6 figures and blah." Ask them right off, how many men have you dated and been in relationships with those standards?
Yeah, because they all been slept. They all probably been hit if they're cute. But they had no.
And most
they
of them-
held hands and said, "This is my
And most
man.
of them can't. And
This
most
is my
of them can't
man."
say like, "Yeah, I've been following this standard." No, you just adopted this standard.
Right.
Okay, so what
Because
should
social
that,
media
so
said
what
that this
should
is
she do
popular.
then?
What's that?
So what should she do then?
He's told you. Though, she's only as
she's-
good as the
She's
options. as
only
the
as good as her options.
The dudes coming at her.
Right, the dudes that are coming at her.
Those are your
right?
options.
Those are her options.
The best
That's
of
the
the dudes
bottom
coming
line.
at
Let
you.
the woman have some higher standards.
She
You can have some
can.
standard. You can set standards.
But you
that doesn't
understand.
Their
necessarily
point
mean.
is that she won't be successful
I can
with the standards
hold
that
on.
she has set for
I can
herself.
sit here all day and say, you know what Chris Levy's standard is? Beyonce and Rihanna. That's it.
Exactly.
I ain't dating nobody.
But if they not
till I
checking
get
for you-
Beyonce. But you know what? I'm broke as fuck compared to, for them.
But if they're not checking for you, guess what?
I'm not. That ain't
Get
me.
it out your head.
And
Okay,
then- and
okay.
then-
So what should she do? So should she just accept
she need
anything?
to be realistic. She needs to be realistic and
About her
and really
goals and
level
what she-
out her
There you go.
preferences and make sure that
Or-
that they are achievable.
Or
That's
because
it.
I believe in evolution, figure out what it is that you can do to yourself,
if you can do anything.
if you can.
But you
to
saying
make
it's
yourself-
harder to. You said you can make more money quicker than you can lose weight.
No, you
'Cause
said
that's
that.
most women problem. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Most women talk too much and they too out of shape for the dudes they looking at. Because one thing a dude can't listen to after age 30 is the cackling ass. If you got a debate with a dude, he don't want you. What's my phrase on the show? Be a kitten, not a cat. No, everybody wants to play men like a kitten. We don't want no cat. Only come around and act stingy with the hugs. We don't want a cat. We want a kitten.
Every kitten is going to grow up into a cat.
We gonna
That's one.
marry that dude before they get
Yeah, exactly.
Before
right?
cathood.
And you want it, yes.
Before cathood.
That's what you want, right? You want somebody to really
Because if you
just,
marry the right
like,
guy, you
watch
can gain
grow.
all the weight you want. He ain't going nowhere. You
Exactly.
marry the right one.
Shit.
You want the one that's going
Okay.
to watch you
Everybody trying to
grow.
I
gain no
disagree.
weight. Look, you got to keep the
Okay,
man.
Karen
once he's
Allen
there.
has a comment. Half of the single men out there don't realize they only zip up. Okay,
Well,
can I
there's
address
that
this
too.
first? Can I address this first?
I know you'd love to. Go for it.
Well,
As good as that.
I would agree that they're right, but I and I'm gonna say, Karen Allen, you're right. Men always, from a kid on, we will always try to go to the prettiest girl in class. She's gonna say no. We're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna say no. and we find what we want. So somewhere, there's a man, 5'1", 55 years old, living in his mama's basement, eating 3 pieces at a time, looks like a slob. If that man decides to get married, he knows he's going to pick some chick that looks one leg in a kickstand, and that's going to become the object of his desire. Because men don't play those games with themselves when they want a woman to call their own. So, yeah, you're right.
I think, women, again, publicly, they would say one thing, and then privately, they will realize quickly what their options are, eventually, right? And sometimes it just may be a little too late, right? Because, the standards can be extremely high. Again, women will tell each other the biggest lies. You guys will lie to each other faster than anybody, faster than a man will.
100%.
Okay? So sometimes you just have to have people around you that will keep it real with you and make you understand that your preferences might be a little off.
But when does keeping it real make it mean? And that's the problem. And
well,
that's the issue they had with like Kevin Samuels because he was too real. So when does it come like...
There are people who used to call him and thank him for the advice because they took it and got married.
Yeah, but he was kind of an asshole.
He was an ass.
No, you felt that way because you didn't like... No, women don't like nobody telling them shit about
So
themselves.
that's what we're
Exactly.
saying.
Well, that's
so
all
how
that
are
is.
how are we supposed to break it down then if... without being mean,
And not
because
only
you're
that-
saying that,
Because
hey,
what-
I'm too short and
here's
I'm
what-
too
You gotta be
big.
hungry. You got to be hungry for the truth,
Right.
You have to want.
But
to
then
then
who
do
makes you the decision maker?
We the man.
I'm
We
the-
don't.
I
We
set
the
the
only.
market.
We the only people that
But
decide where your woman's
I
value.
decide the
In a
market because
relationship.
I'm the man. Just like you decide
Right.
the market
But
for
you're
me.
one man. It might be a man
No,
that's
and it
still
is.
saying
It is.
that she's cool
It
even
will-
though
and it
she's
will be.
5'4"
That's-
and 250.
And it
That's
will be.
the delusion. But listen,
There are people who like... Okay.
There are many men who like that. But you know who doesn't?
That's fair.
Who doesn't? The man who
top
knows he can.
20%.
The man who knows he can get way better. Because just like women, men know their options.
Okay, we need to
Because you wanna know
move.
why? Here's where it got messed up in modern day dating.
Okay, where?
I hate to say this, ladies.
This world can be very unforgiving.
And
Right?
in
And
modern day,
we have to have some really thick skin.
Modern day open-
and
So do we.
Wait a
being
minute.
nice. It's the same message. As long
Modern-
as it's the truth,
right.
you just have to be willing to hear it.
But how do we know it's the
I'm
truth?
gonna
It's
tell you-
still an
listen.
opinion.
Modern day dating opened up a lot of options for women.
Okay.
And women have started exercising those. For instance, there are certain women out here who do want a husband. Because in their mind, they say, well, I slept with a guy like Chris Levy, but I can't get no Chris Levy's to marry him. And I'm going to tell you, men will sleep with her. She got a nice,
tree.
she got a little waist and decent booty. Her face looks like, my dog, but on her head. All right, so wait.
Wait,
they got,
what you both say
you
is
got to
on
know,
her head, Leslie
you,
Jones?
wait a minute. You got to know that about men, right?
Are you bringing up Leslie Jones here?
But wait.
Okay,
So
We are not.
So here's how women used to know in the past, right? I would meet you. Hey, Afton, how you doing? You didn't pick me. I looked through a sea of women, and I went to you. And then I took you out. And you know why I took you out?
Why?
Because I wanted to sleep with you.
Sex was on my mind for the whole damn round.
And if I think I want to sleep with all of them. and if I think you might be the one, I might even marry you. But if women now said, well, we want to sleep with men too. We said, without that. See, women no longer require for a man to court or date. So if you go out and sleep with him, it's your right, sister. Be you. We no longer spend time, money, or resources to do it. We marry those, and look at any dude who's got married. He worked the hardest for that. That's the one that kept it away from him. We hardwired to work for something and have something that no other dude has.
Well, men don't appreciate what they don't work for.
Never.
They don't.
Well, again, there's
We're
some
gonna debate
Oh
that?
my
What are you
there's some,
debating?
there's some exceptions to everything. Just like what he just said about we'll look at a woman and go after her because we want to sleep with her. Sometimes, right? Also, sometimes, depending on the man, we'll look at a woman from afar and say, "Hey, man, that woman is strikingly beautiful, and I can see myself
Oh, absolutely.
looking at her forever."
And you
And
still
then
want to
having
sleep.
sex
You
with
still
her.
want to sleep with
And
her.
then, Well,
at the end of the day.
it just absolutely.
Or
at the
beginning of the day.
Every man. So,
but that's not the measure and the and always the motivator, right? The motivator could be, man, I would like to get to know her more.
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Of course, I want to sleep with her.
But modern day dating and the hookup culture is removing that. They just giving it away. So you got all these babies out here. And they're like, well, damn.
Well, just because you got babies does not mean we just give it away.
Make no mistake. I had a baby out of wedlock, too.
Some of us are holding on to it, but, I mean, how long do you actually hold on to it before it's time? I mean, if you're dating, it means nothing.
It means nothing.
If you do it the first night or if you do it 2 months later, it doesn't mean anything.
Hold on. It does mean something. Kris. If you sleep with somebody, day one, that shit means something to most men.
Nothing.
No, most men with character and... Because here's what men with character, money.
Nothing.
If you sleep with a man on the first night, right? Look at all the women who've done that. The percentage of those who married those men. So I'm not saying it can't happen. It's happened, but it's very unlikely that you marry that man. So I just look at the numbers.
KG saying it just depends on the vibe.
We could debate the numbers on the people that the women that held out 6 months and run the numbers on that too. They're equally gonna be.
I got some numbers to speak.
They're gonna end up in the same place.
This is slightly different,
or could.
And then
women who, first off, women get married too late, right? That says the more people you sleep with, they get married too late.
I just got married.
Somebody has told y'all.
Did you?
Somebody told y'all to wait and get all this, and then they 35 and they rushing and all this shit.
All right, don't start calling numbers.
Right. Let's calm ourselves right down.
Hold on. There is no right or wrong answer. I said this at the beginning of the show. I got married at 37, whatever. So there's no wrong answer.
You're still a guy though. So
out of all the old-fashioned things that the women have taken from their grandparents, right? That's one of the things that they've decided to ignore.
Right. And listen, the biggest thing,
the biggest
advantage of women, listen.
That's exactly
women
what
hold the
Granny
keys
said
to
don't do that. Get your education. Go
Who
work.
said that?
Granny.
No, we're not talking about that. No, education and
But that's
doing
why
this.
we didn't get married like Grandma did.
But she didn't tell you not to find your man.
But grandmother did not tell you to go and rack up about 15 bodies before marriage.
Well, Grandma just wasn't specific.
Grandma didn't say that.
Grandma didn't have enough time to live.
Stop.
So she still was
She
trying.
told you to get.
Granny
told you to get your education, right?
Granny would like a little more.
But what you should have done if you'd finished listening, but y'all like hot in the ass. I'm fucking with you. In college is where you're meeting all the doctors.
Granny did
this,
say that.
the other. How do you wait? You can meet them at 20.
Yep.
You can date them and marry them at 24. The average black woman has a baby at 25, but we so ass backwards, we're okay with that. But we will say Lori Harvey, who's 26, is too young to get married.
Absolutely.
How fucking ass backwards is that?
Nah,
that's a bad message.
And then and you come to talk about why men don't like promiscuous women. The women who get divorced the least have had 0 to 1 partners. The women out here who've had 34 minutes.
You think so?
0 to 1 partners. And then she gets
Excuse me. Hold on.
And then she gets
You don't think she's getting divorced because she has no experience?
Hold on. No, that is false.
She wants a little bit more experience.
At the Institute of Family Studies, June 6,
and who's supplying this
2016.
Information?
Again, you present no stats, but you fight against any stats.
I'm not fighting any stats.
The highest divorce rate belong with women with 10 partners or more. Now, I know a lot of you sisters that got married late. Y'all up in the 40s and 50s. I'm not talking bad about you. But the women who've had 0 to 1,
they've been in 40s.
And this came up before. Somebody said, "Well, don't you want them to have some experience?" No.
That was the last episode.
No. Wanna know why? Because I want her to know how to give me head, not 40 dicks. Mine. So I can teach her that. You get it? So that is some crazy shit. Women think, and the reason is the same women who are promiscuous, file for divorce, or cheat twice as many as the men who've been just as promiscuous. You can't satisfy those women.
But okay.
It's more than just sex, though, that's not being satisfied.
Pull up your own studies on your own time.
I also feel that whoever's supplying the information about how many sex partners they've had probably have a multiplier.
Very true.
I'm just saying.
So to me, any stat,
women.
Oh, absolutely.
Women
There
have
is
a multiplier.
There is a
Don't
multiplier
sleep.
there.
A woman's like, if she's 35, I only had sex with 2 men. You
No,
need to ask
that
her
means it's-
times
that
what,
means it's
bitch.
10.
Right.
That means
2
10.
times
And
7.
30 years
We
ago,
know 2 means 10.
look, 30 years ago,
Every 2 is at another
look,
8.
30 years ago, you all could have gotten away with that. But now with
We
social
can't get away
media-
with it now?
Hell no. Everybody know
please.
who's sleeping with who.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Shit.
accurate. You can keep
Everybody
your,
know
you
that,
can keep
but-
your shit on the low if you really want to.
Are you?
Nah.
You think that?
I'll let you
I
think
know
that too.
yet. I
Yeah.
know
I-
yet.
You think that, but that's
I-
not. That's
I'll let you rock
Okay.
yeah. It's never a secret.
with that. I was part of the
Comment.
KG and I were
Right.
part of the talented 10th
It's
of Babe
never-
sling
I wrote half of it.
Jedi Knights. I'm
wrote half of
a
this shit.
retired black degree
Oh, calm
Jedi
down.
Knight level player.
All right, let's go to the next because
Let's shoot out.
we've spent a lot of time and you told me to
Yeah.
not let you.
sorry.
So let's talk about I'm going to skip one. Is it easier or harder to date someone who has children?
I was the guy dating with children.
Well, I'm a new woman dating with a child.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're
You got a kid,
dating
too.
with children. You're dating.
Well,
with
and you got a
children,
young
you're
child,
Married. You were dating with children.
a teenager, and I got a grown child. So you start. It's different. I had a girl tell me she wouldn't date me when I was 22.
Well,
'cause I had a
was.
kid.
Yeah, you're 22. Hell no.
I haven't
Hater?
had anybody say they wouldn't date me.
Well,
The
you
problem
kinda
is
cute. Yeah.
just, where is it going to go? Is it still going to just be fun? Are we going to date seriously?
That's a good question.
When do I bring the kid into the situation?
How old is your
Those are
child?
all good.
She's 4.
Those are all
Okay.
good questions.
So
you
I
should be
can't
asking.
just date, as if she doesn't exist. So
True.
is it someone
Never-
that's
never
going
do
to
that.
So
bring her involved?
What's your ideal situation? What do you hope for when you start dating somebody as far as your child is concerned?
I think if somebody had a child, 2, maybe 1 around the same age, then I think we kind of maybe can have a balance because maybe they're used to, our lives are similar.
True.
So he kind of has the same lifestyle as me.
Do you have a crazy baby daddy?
If he's
I
responsible.
don't have a crazy baby daddy.
Well, this is gonna be easier for you. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's
Now,
usually why
were,
men.
were you married?
I wasn't
You
married.
were not married. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Just
You
a
pulled the
long relationship.
Okay.
Oh, I was about to
How
say you
long?
pulled a Chris Levy, but I'd have a long.
How long were you together?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. Okay.
No one's been together longer with a man than Jana B before
It's
me.
all right.
Yeah, I
It's a
know,
really-
right?
Well, okay. I met him as a teenager.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a long
okay.
time.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey, y'all, we got a good one over here. She ain't crazy yet. She do have a kid. She look nice up close, and there's not too much makeup on her. Fellas, call me 312-953. You got to pay a deposit though to get this conversation.
deposit?
We'll talk about it later.
Right.
He's gonna try to monetize.
There's a fee. There's
Try to
a fee.
monetize your cuteness.
KG, what are your thoughts?
So, the thing with dating women with children, single men love that shit. All right? First, because we know that you have major responsibilities and you will not, smother us. You have kids, you're going to be home at a decent hour, depending upon the
You
age of your
occupied,
kid
he
and all
wants
of
to
that
try to
type
hook up with
of
his
Depending
child.
on streets.
depending upon how responsible you are as and we get to actually see you in action, right? So seeing a mother, with motherly traits and nurturing traits and all of those types of things, that's what a lot of men are looking for, and that's a bird's eye view on how nurturing is she, how responsible is she. If I call her at 10 o'clock and be like, hey, I'm out, come meet me, and she drop her kid to come and see me, then I know she's irresponsible and a bad decision
So you're
maker.
testing.
But if she is, say, hey, pause, dude, I have a kid,
It's
chill.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, it's my bedtime. I am not, out here,
And he knows
just,
he's free to hook up with his
just
hoes.
popping up.
'cause you at
Yeah,
home with
I'm
the
just
baby.
not popping up, and
Right.
going out to meet you. And no, it don't work like that, right? So that's gonna make us kind of self-check ourselves, like, oh man, she got a little, some morals and values about herself, taking care of a kid and all of that type of stuff. So it may elevate you to another level.
But at the same time, the single man has to be ready to come in. Like I'm instant,
But that's where you're-
package.
that's where you're-
So you can't date me and just have fun.
Absolutely,
You know?
but that's where your level of discernment has to come in,
All day.
and your level of judgment in choosing, right, the type of man that you want and sticking to that, right, and not bending.
Don't give her
But-
no.
Don't give him Don't give him
But yeah, because a
always saying don't give
mature
nobody
man
none.
is going to understand it. He's going to look at that and understand it, and again, he's going to be able to appreciate the type of attention that you know are giving to your kid.
Hey, listen.
right.
That was awesome. I have nothing to add. But you know, I was laughing, Gina, because I'm always like, don't get every advice
He's
I
like,
give a
don't
woman,
have sex.
Don't give them none.
Don't get
Don't
many.
give them none. If every woman closed their legs at one time and said that we need rings first, we would all go out tomorrow because we ain't gonna live without no cookies. It is what it is.
So I think on the flip side, a woman dating, because I have no children.
And you dated somebody with a kid.
Right, when that was a
yeah.
process.
You hated
That was
everybody.
a process. I mean,
Yeah,
and not only that, but there was a contentious situation with baby mama.
Yeah.
And I never wanted kids, right?
Right.
Like, I'm not that person. But I also didn't want too much responsibility there. You know what I mean? Because when the
That's why
man
you got so much
has
money.
the
Y'all,
child.
Gina B's a baller.
Shut
'Cause
up.
You never got kids, man. I respect that. I respect that
You
shit.
got to keep your
I
money.
respect that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my family and
I mean,
kids.
I've got to throw it at my elder care though, so that's the only problem there.
Damn.
I've got to save the money so that I can pay for my senior care because no one else is going to take care of me.
True.
So you know, you spend it on one hand or the other
Says a
hand.
lot
You got to
about
figure
you.
it out. You know, but my point is, like, when a woman dates a man that has a kid, especially
Right.
a little child, then at some point, you know, if he brings the child around, then
If he brings the child.
well, I mean, if you guys get to the point where you integrate with the child, then there will be responsibility on your part.
Same thing.
And you don't know if you want to have that responsibility
Same thing.
as a woman because the men will, you know,
You're not
sometimes the guys will use women as a buffer. Like, there's, you know, like they don't know what to do with their kid when they have their kid on the weekends. They're like, oh, well, my girlfriend will help and my girlfriend will do this and that.
Well,
and I'm just like,
It works the same.
am I the person that's supposed to be planning the
It
camp?
works, it works
I
the
don't think I
same.
am.
You should be looking at him, how he maneuvers,
Right.
you know, between baby mama, kid, right? Is he really ingratiating himself in this, in all the way with his kid, all the way with the relationship that he has with his child's mother?
Right.
You have to be looking at that and paying attention.
Right.
Don't just look at it and just see it for what it is. You know, make a educated
Right.
decision
Make a-
on it
make a
because
decision.
how he treats her and the kid is ultimately gonna reflect how he treats you.
And this is a good opportunity for
Especially if you have a kid with him.
but it's a good opportunity for both sexes, what he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because men, if you're a
how
man
you go.
out here dating someone with a woman, and I got married when my daughter was 14, so that means I was dating before. So you have two dynamics. You know, the number one thing is my daughter gonna like this person eventually when I introduce her.
True.
Two, you have to make sure a man has handled that situation over here.
Exactly.
Because somebody, and if I'm really serious about something, you're not gonna bring nobody around by either sex if you're serious.
Right.
But if you see somebody, like I asked you, is he a crazy baby daddy? If a guy would be more into you, because men are more cautious than women, because we really, if we can find a you just like you, we might, but if you will show me that there's no drama associated with it, I'm more willing to go hard right then. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants drama going into these.
Yeah.
And you have a younger kid. That's why I said that. Usually if a kid is, like, by the time I got married, my kid was a little older. Hey, it is what it is. You know, I've straightened that out. His
Right.
kid is older. He gets married nice. It ain't gonna be.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
not
fully
gonna be
baked.
as. You just gotta make sure your stuff is right and assure him.
Yeah, but that takes work and maturity.
It
Absolutely.
takes
Right.
a lot of maturity.
But
Right.
Yeah, a
but
whole lot.
you'll be able to tell a lot about the person by,
Yep, by how they
again
do that.
by how they go about that business there, right?
Right.
How they talk about, you know, their ex in the past, how they talk about their kid, right? But you should not want to meet the kid unless
Right.
you know that you're about to, like, be a part of this kid's life. And anybody that's like bringing a kid to you too soon,
Yeah.
that's a red flag. Don't
Say me too.
do that, right? Don't even allow it. So you have to make sure that this is something that we're going to be a part of for quite some time before we
Correct.
start introducing kids in there. If they trying to do it too soon, that's a red flag.
Yeah,
So
totally
that's
red flag.
that's also a form of
You
irresponsibility.
gotta come back,
It is.
KZ, because
Yeah, you got
we've
some-
done like men to avoid red flags in a relationship.
Yeah, we
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
you can do that.
Yeah,
All right.
man, I'm like, this is good, but it's good hearing a guy, especially he has a daughter, and it's a lot of men out here, women with children. I think in our community we got some good people to shy away or hold themselves back or whatever the case, and it can be a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
It can be.
Because there are a lot of people who maybe he doesn't want to have any more kids, and you got one already, or she can't have any, and you got one already.
Yeah.
People like kids. Kids make me happy. I don't know about nobody else. They just make me happy.
Society tells us a lot.
I'm too much of a late night person for kids to make me that happy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are we doing with children?
B's like, are they old enough to drink with us yet?
Yeah. Can they?
we listen too much to
Do I have to
what
watch my mouth
society
too much?
says and
Right.
the history of what society does and what people do. Like, I'm not supposed, that's my baby mom, I'm not supposed to like her, and in order for this relationship to work and stuff like, we have to get out of
Yep.
that mind frame and start just really setting our what works for us
Well,
in our
The
households.
baby mama, baby daddy culture is a bit skewed. So it's all too involved, you know, and a lot of people don't set boundaries with baby mothers and baby
Well, it should
fathers.
be involved.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
But
We
it should
bought
be
into
boundaries,
like
right.
a lot of things that are going on in society. We bought into a lot of them,
Right.
and haven't gone in and taken out the bad stuff and inserting the good stuff and sharing those, you know, good stories instead of, you know, it's all horror stories with baby mama and baby daddy drama.
Now, make no mistake,
lot of
people.
that.
There are, you know your baby mama, baby daddy.
Yeah.
Some of those
It's
Negroes
crazy.
and Negrettes
Yeah.
are crazy as well.
Yeah.
Some of them are crazy. Okay.
Real quick, we got In the Zone next coming up
We
in
do.
9 minutes from my man Brian Foster, Chantel, and company, whoever they have. Gina B, what we got? We got a couple minutes. Save me 2 minutes. We'll go to 2 minutes before whatever.
Okay, so another one of our questions for today. I'll skip one too. Kris wrote these questions, so we're clear.
Who?
Okay.
I didn't write them all.
Some of them
First
did.
off,
Some men
shout
think,
out to Mrs. Kris the Critic. She
Oh,
got a
that's
couple
right.
questions. Hater.
This is Mrs.
Matter of fact, let me make sure. Let me make sure. Wait a minute.
Some men
Those
think
might be
many
mine.
women overvalue their relationship value because that's.
Here hers. Read some of
Okay,
those.
let's read some of hers because I don't know.
Any good ones? Or no?
Oh, this is a good one. Why do people date people with characteristics that they dislike and then complain about them having the characteristics that they dislike? Like, you broke. He was broke when you met him.
You knew I had no money.
They had faith.
2 years later, you tripping.
They had faith, guys.
Well, I
Listen,
believe.
Gina- Gina B says-
I believe
Gina B
in.
says that
I
all the
believe.
time.
I believe in evolution.
She says that all the time.
I feel as though
We feel like he's
just
gonna
because
grow.
somebody makes money now, you feel like with your
Oh,
partnership,
yeah, there we go. Let's
and
talk
you
about
feel
it.
like
I
with
hate
your
both of y'all.
partnership,
Oh,
That we're gonna
and
grow
we're
this
going
guy.
to grow this together,
Yeah.
right?
But that's
And
where the problem-
but then when I'm growing
And he's not.
and you're Negroing,
Yeah.
then I don't. Yeah,
All right.
then I'm not.
One second, Casey. I want to. GB, wait a minute. Now, let's take you out of the equation
Okay.
because you are in the top 0.002%. Let's talk about my
Whatever.
average sister, average brother.
Okay.
And you may not know this. In this country, average black man still make more than the average sister. The average sister has more education. Shout out to y'all. Salute to education. Right? Men over $100,000. Women over $100,000. There are 10,000 more brothers making over $100,000.
That gap is closed.
But there's more men. The thought is there are no men out here with money. What women are saying is, I don't just want a man on my level. I want to make him way more than me. And I'm saying, if you can get it, get it. But to say that men are broke, that's a bad thing. But I've heard a lot of women say, maybe even about me, but they want me for my Hollywood looks and my other set of skills. But that is what it is. But I hear women say, oh, he broke. It's after you see your friend and her man go to Egypt or they take this trip. He was cool for a whole year. And all of a sudden this. And to me, that's not being it. Yeah, that's not being right. To me, now you just comparing me, which is what I talked about. That woman who's been with 0 to 1 man, comedians do that. They come back to something again. They don't do
called
that.
a callback.
When they're happy with something and prayers their life to it, they do that. But women will constantly judge somebody, and I look at that as a flaw on them, not that man.
That's a new thing, right?
That's
So
real
it-
new, bro. That's
that-
last 20
a new
years.
thing because
2004 is when that shit
that's
started.
that's a new thing,
I just
right?
made that year up. You
Because
wasn't born yet.
if we just kind of look back into like our grandparents and even our parents,
Yeah, my parents,
Right.
shit went like this.
our parents, you didn't hear your mother, like coming down hard on your father if he was even in the home, right? And your mother definitely wasn't like out here choosing the man because, oh man, well he, was able to take care of all my bills and all I got to do is just show up and just go give me some makeup, some clothes, some shoes and stuff like. And that's what I'm gonna do with my money. I don't know where women came up with this idea that they're not supposed to spend anything on that has to do with the home.
I tell you this. KG, are you a 50-50 brother?
Am I a 50-50? I'm a partnership brother.
Ooh, I gotta talk about that.
Now we can whatever that is.
Okay, no, we should talk about it now.
Whatever that number is.
No, we gotta do it right now.
That we come up with in our home, right? It's just between us, right? It could be a 60-40 my way. It could be a 70-30 my way. But it could be reversed. But whatever happens under our roof has nothing to do with social media and what anybody else down the street or around the corner is doing. That's just my thought.
Okay, we need to move into because we're getting really close to
it. And I'll cover that.
Okay, cover it.
So I got some tips. Don't read ahead because you don't understand my notes.
Okay.
And I will cover just what you asked him. I would say traditionally, even when I dated, I'll tell you, the short answer is this: most men would love to pay for every date, even men that are dating women or trying to date women who would make more. Old school dudes. Okay. Anybody, right? But I will tell you, it's in your advantage to probably want a guy, if you do modern day dating, to go 50-50. And I'll tell you why. Let me go through my tips. I got a few of them.
Okay, go.
They're going to make some sense. I'm going to put these on.
Yeah.
I don't need these. I'm just going to do it.
Here we are.
So, actually, I don't need it. All right, number one. Modern day dating tips. If you are a type who's doing online dating, you're dating multiple dudes, you're trying to figure it out, man, you're dating multiple women, this is how it goes. Date multiple people. Let them know. Because all y'all know y'all on these apps, right? But don't emotionally invest. Don't give them none. When I say date, don't sleep with. Right? Because men will take that ass all day. Number one, keep the date short. It shouldn't be, because if you put in a lot of time, you're going to put in emotional investment. All you're doing early on, y'all both just trying to see if you even like this person. Maybe he's not your type, but he might be funny as fuck, and that may go a long way. He might be an asshole, he might be an asshole, but you don't want to invest your time either. Oh, yeah. So listen, first date, let that shit be short, because if he likes you and you like him, there will be plenty of big restaurant dates in the future. You don't want to waste your friggin' time. Yep. And anybody who demands something shit on the first date before we know each other, drop that chick. Period. Drop her, dude. Fuck her. Be upfront about your relationship's expectations. Again, be a kitten, not a cat. Throw that shit in. If I want a lady, ask that dude what he into. Men gonna show you what they won't tell you. You ain't gotta ask shit. Don't bring up your exes. Women. I've heard women talk about he got a plan. Some men are last minute. Follow through is more important than what he plans. I don't care if it's a week and a half. He call you, baby, I got tickets to this thing, blah, blah, blah. You want to go? And that shit goes smoothly, and y'all had a great time. See, it's the follow through and doing what he says. So that's more important than planning. No thank you, Texas Eve. Y'all both thanked each other, hugged it out. Just wait to hear from each other. Y'all want to just be ladies. I am against y'all. A dude, if he likes you, he gonna reach out. But when you start reaching out, he might go to. If he didn't like you, he might go to I'll get you mode. I
had a rule. I had a rule in dating, right?
Right.
I did not make phone calls. I returned phone calls. Anyway,
you're right.
Yeah.
If it's more than 2 weeks, forget it. I put this out here because all of y'all are sex thirsty.
Okay.
Make dude go 5 dates.
That's not a long time.
5, 6 dates. There dudes right now. I know guys. They say,
they touch you the phone 3 times.
If they find, I'll wait 3 dates. Y'all giving up that ass too quick.
I disagree.
2 weeks.
I disagree with that.
It depends. Okay, it's fine. Carl disagreed with.
I was like, give it up after a date and a half.
Give me all the ass.
No.
And the last one, and I'm saying, and I do want to hear. And I'll pass this over. Both of y'all want to disagree with him. And Gina, you the one that got to manage this last minute. Split the bill, ladies. Here's why. Because he knows if you see a man coming back 4 times and y'all done split the bill, he like you.
Okay,
he would have left. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think split the bill. I think every now and then the woman can pick up the bill.
No, because he.
Yeah.
I think I could pick up the bill. I think
Yeah.
I'll slide my card in there after maybe a couple days.
I want to comment on the split the bill.
Okay,
I'm
we
not
got
here
1
for
minute.
With this,
Let's
if,
wrap.
if a woman is choosing the guy, split. If he didn't like you and you split that bill, he gonna stop going out.
No,
So if you splitting that bill, you know he like you.
Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
First of all this strategizing, all of that is a turnoff.
It is.
Let's not do that. In regards to
But
the
women,
bill,
it's a turnoff when
in
women
regard
picking me on the shoulder.
in regards to the bill, once that man starts to invest, and that's what that bill is, it's
Right.
an investment. Once
Yeah.
he starts to invest,
He's
all of
invested
the
in
things
the
that you
coochie.
talked about over dinner, he will morph himself into, turn himself into that, even if he's not that, right? In order to get a return on his investment.
But that tip was for the fellas too,
Okay.
because it's for the men too.
Now
That's not
I
just for-
I just gave up something.
I know, but that's not
that was
just.
some wisdom.
But that tip was for that I gave.
Okay,
Once he
it's
starts
8 o'clock.
investing,
At
All
7
right.
o'clock.
he will morph himself
We-
into
we-
what it is that you
All
want.
right, we got to end this.
We've got another. We need a part 2.
Yeah, we'll do this again. Whenever
we
they
need
both,
one.
if it's next week, if it's 3 weeks from now, we're gonna finish
they're
part
both
2 to this.
free.
We got Brian Foster, Chantel in the zone next. The only thing I'll say that investment was for the guy too. Cause look, bro, if she put up 3 times in a row, she into you. Cause women don't part
That's
with no
true.
bread. So that tip wasn't just for women.
Okay.
All right, that's all we got. We got Afton, we got KG, Kris and Gina. We out of here like last year. Next week, Brian Foster, Chantel. We sorry it went over. Y'all don't start to 7:15 anyway. Anyway, leave your comments. Gina B and I check it out.
We do.
But we gonna run this back. Part 2.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
We need to.
Jake, super duper producer.
Thank you, Jake.
And if you're at A&S Beverage in Hyde Park, El Berenche Tequila, we have it in silver, Repo, Añejo, and extra Añejo, and
cool.
Rosé. Peace and love. We out of here like last year. All right.
Date.
Jake, we did.